Warning.
Pokémon Go was the single biggest disaster in gaming history, and if you think I'm wrong, you should really hear me out.
Wow.
Welcome back everybody, my name is Trip, and today I want to talk about how a mobile game caused the entire world to lose its f***ing mind. Now I'm not saying it's a bad game, but what I am saying is a lot of crazy shit happened because of it. I mean, the game incited crime, reckless driving, and for an unlucky few, even death. This game straight up caused billions in damages. And now, 5 years later, I believe it's the perfect time to take a look back at the catalog of disasters that were caused by this game. So if you haven't heard much about the real world problems caused by Pokémon Go, then strap in, because it's a really bumpy ride. Our story starts on July 6, 2016, the day Pokémon Go first launched.
With Pokémon Go, you never know what you're gonna find.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The game spread faster than coronavirus, and it seemed like everyone had Pokemon fever.
I f***ing played Pokémon Go! What? I missed out on a f***ing Onyx because of you!
In its first 24 hours, the app already had over 20 million users. And only 3 days later, it was concurrently attracting more users than Twitter. But this isn't a normal video game. This game takes place on Earth, like outside. So that means these 20 million users were not playing from the comfort of their own homes, but instead, they were out wandering the streets.
Catch me outside, how about that?
And since the great outdoors is not the average gamer's natural habitat, things didn't always work out as planned. Take this man, for instance, who was walking around his neighborhood while playing the game and decided to strike up a conversation with one of his neighbors.
Court documents say Brady asked the victim if he was gay, then attacked him. He told the victim he had a demon inside him and that he was going to get the demon out of his dead body.
Yeah, this happened about 15 minutes away from where I live. But luckily, nobody was even hurt. That's not so true for some of these other stories. The first reported injury came just 4 days after the game's launch, and it's one of my favorite stories here.
I saw him go by and I was like, you playing Pokemon Go? Or whatever, you know, and he's like, what? I was like, Pokemon Go, and then like, I guess he wanted the battle or something.
Yeah, so this guy got stabbed for asking another guy if he was playing Pokemon Go. The funny part is that instead of going to the hospital afterward, he went to his local convenience store to get beer.
Right after I was stabbed, I continued my mission to Plaid Pantry to get chips and beer.
The reporters also asked him if he would quit playing the game after being stabbed, and he had this to say.
No, it's very important to me, you know, I gotta pretty much catch them all.
But this story ended well. However, I can't say the same for some of these other stories. Like how one man lost his leg while playing the game and walking on train tracks. Now I know what you're thinking, but he didn't get hit by a train. Instead, he got zap cannoned from stepping on the electrical tracks. The damage was so bad that surgeons were forced to amputate. But he wasn't the only one to lose something while playing the game, because a 14-year-old kid actually lost one of his eyes while playing. In Kirkwood, Missouri, a 71-year-old man and his 30-year-old son got into a fight with another player over a gym. They ended up throwing the guy off of a bridge into a lake. No word on whose Pokemon won the gym, but the two men did win a third-degree assault charge. Now I get that video games can be frustrating.
Oh my god!
But what the f*** is wrong with some of these people? Like this smug asshole who, as a 44-year-old man, attacked his 22-year-old niece.
All because she said to him that Pokemon Go was just a game.
Because he was, quote, angry about the way she was playing. Some other notable injuries include two men who literally walked off of a cliff while playing. Somehow they fell about 90 feet and survived. That's pretty crazy. A teenager from Texas was bit by a rattlesnake while playing. The article also mentioned that his friends now name all of their snake Pokemon after him, so that's pretty cool. And two 50-year-old men in Japan decided to smash each other's faces in after a gym battle became a real battle. Now, at this point, I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, this is all crazy, but you said it caused billions in damages. How? Well, if you're paying attention, you've probably noticed I've left out one key ingredient: cars. Because in a game where your success is dictated by how much ground you're covering, it makes sense, right? No, not at f***ing all. First, let's take a look at this. In a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research, it was estimated that the total amount of property and equipment damage caused by Pokémon Go players was between $2 and $7.3 billion. And that's in the United States alone, which is crazy, right? Like, that's just crazy. Well, this was only in the first 150 days. Yeah. In only the first 5 months, it is believed Pokemon Go players racked up more than $1 billion breaking stuff. But how? The scientists examined police accident reports in Tippecanoe County, Indiana. They found there was a disproportionate increase in car accidents and injuries near Pokemon Go locations. And after extrapolating that to the whole of the United States, they determined their estimate. Now, I understand this isn't an exact estimate, and the range is $5 billion, which is a lot of money. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they're correct, especially after reading some of these news articles. But really quick before we look at those, do you like money? Well, I do, so it's ad time. Let's talk about honey. Everyone shops online because it's convenient. But what if we could make convenience even more convenient by automatically applying promo codes that discount your items with only one click? No longer will that promo box defeat you with its emptiness, because Honey will stuff every code it has in there to help you save money. In fact, Honey has saved its users over $2 billion in discounts already. It works on over 30,000 websites, like all of these cool stores. And it has been saving me money ever since I downloaded it on my wife's laptop, because she spends all of my money. Imagine you spilled coffee on your pants. If you're anything like me, you'll go online and buy as many pairs of jeans as possible, in case it ever happens again. Using Honey, I saved over $1,200 on my original $6,000 purchase of nothing but pants. And the best part, downloading it is free. Yeah, free. Just go to the link in our description, joinhoney.com/egoelite, and download it in literally a couple seconds. So quick recap, Honey is free, it'll save you money, and it takes only one click to use. What's not to like about that? Ad over. Okay, now that that's done, let's talk about some car accidents now. Like this kid who crashed into a parked police cruiser in downtown Baltimore. The crash was caught on an officer's body cam, and for some reason he thought he should show the cops the game on his phone as they approached his car. Luckily, no one was seriously injured. Crazy enough, he wasn't the only one to crash into a cop car, because a man from Quebec did the same thing. And seriously, why are Canadians so nice? Because he got away with only a warning. Like, he crashed into a police car while playing a video game. What the hell, Canada? But he wasn't the only one to get let off with a warning, because a college kid crashed into a pole in an open parking lot, and he wasn't even ticketed for it. Things were heating up on the other side of the globe as well, too. In Kuala Lumpur, a man face-planted while riding his motorcycle after hitting a pothole. Apparently, there was a Charmander down the street, so he decided to take his bike. It was literally a couple houses down. Why didn't you walk? So obviously, operating a motor vehicle while playing the game is a dumb, bad idea. But wandering into roads while playing the game is also a dumb, bad, dumb idea. And as I'm sure you've already guessed, tons of people did this as well. This teenage girl got hit by a car only 30 minutes after installing the game. She walked out onto a highway. Her mom blames the app.
When she called and said that she was hit by a car, I blamed the game, because she would not have been out of my house. My daughter is a hermit.
Which brings up a good question I'm sure you've wondered by now. Was Niantic ever sued for any of this? Because this woman seems to believe the developers of the app are liable for what happened to her daughter, and were the reason that she blindly walked onto a highway. Well, no, they were never sued. Because anyone playing the game signs an arbitration clause when agreeing to the terms of service. You know, that long book of text that literally none of us read. Which is fair though. What happened to people in this video wasn't because of Pokemon or Niantic, but because they made bad decisions. And unfortunately, they hold full responsibility for it. And yeah, obviously Niantic suspected things like this would happen. I mean, the game literally warns players to stay aware of their surroundings every time they log in. But we can't blame them directly. And now that we're getting the law involved, let's take a look at something else that profligated from the advent of Pokemon Go. Crime. You see, Pokemon trainers weren't the only ones that set out looking for XP, as criminals all over the country saw an opportunity. The concept was simple. Go to a remote Pokestop, one that's preferably out of the way and rarely visited by players. Once you've found your shady spot, you place a lure module on it. Now, if you don't know what a lure module is, basically what it does is it attracts rare Pokemon, making it a hotbed of activity in the game. After the lure is installed, you wait, and when an unsuspecting trainer wanders over to capitalize on the lure, all you gotta do is jump out and rob them. Usually with a knife. Yeah, this was a common practice when the game was at maximum hype. There were reports of this method being used all over the country. And a lot of them were caught, but a lot of them got away with it. But I want to talk more about knives, because I saw the word stab more while making this video than I have in my entire life. Looking through these stories, you would think that everyone that played the game was stabbed at one point because of it. One player even caught his mugging on video, and for a split second, you even see the attacker take a knife out.
Give me a favor.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I put your shit in this bag real quick for me?
What?
No, like straight up, we're gonna have a problem.
Whoa, what the f?
Luckily, he wasn't hurt, and the mugger was caught a day later, and his possessions were returned. And even though crimes were being committed in tandem with the game, many cops saw this as an opportunity to troll the massive crowds of people that were now flooding their streets.
The cops are telling us there's a Pokemon gym.
Yeah, they're telling us there's one over by the GoPro.
At the top of the garage.
Pokemon at top of the garage.
From playing Pokemon music to letting crowds know where they saw Pokemon. Good job, boys in blue. But criminals weren't the only ones committing crime, because players were out there criming as well. Trespassing reports skyrocketed after launch. And this did actually lead to a successful lawsuit. Because Pokestops were placed procedurally, a lot of them landed in undesirable locations. Like this Pokestop that was located at Sunny Acres. Yeah, Sunny Acres is a sober living facility for alcoholics, drug addicts, and sex offenders. The Canadian military was also experiencing issues, as Pokestops were placed on facilities owned by Canada's Department of National Defense. And thusly, people were wandering right onto military bases, causing them to launch a full-scale investigation into the incidents. One Army general even suggested they hire a 12-year-old to help him out with it. In other locations, the game was outright banned, like the Holocaust Museum, or how Saudi Arabia's Standing Committee for Legal Affairs found that Pokemon Go was a form of gambling, which is categorically banned in Islamic society. Hell, the entire country of China isn't allowed to play the game because of, communism. But maybe it's okay they didn't get to play, because the next thing we need to talk about is death. Researching this video, I came across dozens of tragic stories. An 18-year-old kid was fatally shot when he and his cousin broke into someone's home trying to catch a rare Pokemon. Fortunately, his cousin survived. A man suffered a fatal heart attack after catching a Lapras, and a woman was struck by a stolen car and dragged over 70 meters. And this is only a select few occurrences. I found these stories on a website that compiled Pokemon Go related news reports. The site's name is Pokemon Go Death Tracker, and the ticker is currently at 22, which sounds like a lot, but I believe that number is much, much larger. By using the same method we use to determine the total damage cost from vehicles, it's not inconceivable that hundreds, if not thousands of people all over the globe lost their lives in Pokemon Go related events. So if you still play the game, stay safe out there, and Jesus Christ, make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Now that that's over, let's move on to some good news. Like how Pokemon Go was attributed to saving dozens of lives in a warehouse fire. Or this gamer that encouraged players to carry EpiPens in case of emergencies. And these two who got arrested for breaking into a zoo to play the game. Okay, so maybe these aren't like good news kind of stories. I guess they're just stories where nobody got hurt playing. Like these people who played the game in a Bosnian minefield. And yeah, despite walking around a forest with active bombs on the ground, no one got hurt. So that's good news, right? Or this guy who was angry that a seagull kept attacking him because all he wanted to do was play the game. 4 kids went into a cave to try to catch Pokemon, which is dumb for 2 reasons. 1, because you won't get cell signal to play, and 2, you won't get cell signal to call for a rescue team. which is exactly what they needed. Luckily, they found a spot where they can call out to authorities, and everyone made it out safely. A soldier on the front lines of Iraq posted a photo of him catching a Squirtle, using a machine gun. And lastly, shout out to all the people who lost weight playing the game. Good for you, nerds. Oh yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention is that a lot of people found dead bodies while playing. Yeah, like multiple people stumbled across corpses while searching for Pokemon, and that's crazy. But how did we get here? And who is to blame for all of this? Well, we got here by gaming, and we kind of all are, right? Now, I don't think Pokemon Go is an evil or terrible thing. I think it's a fun and innovative game, and overall, a good thing. But like many things in life, the key is moderation. And that's one thing I know that gamers are not the best at. And the drive that we have to get the best gear or the highest rank is one thing when you're chasing it from the comfort of your own home. But when the outside world factors into the grind of catching them all, mistakes were bound to happen. And in a weird way, Pokemon Go was the largest social experiment ever conducted. And as a result, it affected the world as we know it, for better or for worse. And because of this, it will forever be remembered as a cultural phenomenon. Okay, now that that really good video is done, let's plug some stuff. So first, we made a second channel for our gaming content, and there's some really good stuff over there, and we plan on posting there regularly. We're still gonna post high quality videos to this channel, of course, but if you're in the mood for some dumb Let's Plays and me and Coach dicking around in video games, that's where you're gonna wanna go. But if you wanna be best friends with us, consider supporting us through Patreon. It's only $3 and we plan on putting content on there, but the coolest part is your name will be added to every video. Won't tell you where though, so hopefully you have to watch the whole thing. Also subscribe, comment, like, all that other BS, because we got a lot more hot content on the way and you're missing out if you don't, let's be honest. But I think I'm done shilling out everything I needed to. Thanks for watching. Oh wait, follow us on Twitter. God, our Twitter sucks. I mean, our Twitter's really good, but nobody's following us there. It's embarrassing for us, man. Shit. All right, sorry. Thanks for watching. Bye. God.